We're here, peace to all beings, mercy for those who don't know. I'm bringing this to you because there's a symptom going around your planet. This is anxiety. Everyone's anxious about something. You need to calm down now. You need to calm down. That's why we talked earlier about the wood, the strength in the wood, the fact that it grew, that consciousness there. That's part of you and your understanding now. In what you term this manner called Sirius. That anxiety is caused by the presence beginning to appear. And the human condition has lost its sense of respect for that force. It knows everything, every when. And it's coming now because it's going to remind us of things. For a reason. This is a spiritual development class. You're moving into the PhD level, where you're supposed to know something now. And that requires application, and it requires understanding the word. Word, W-O-R-D. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. Another name for word is logos. It's a being. It means the word. Some try to associate it with Mercury. Works with that one in a manner. Sideways, I'd say. By sideways, I mean he delivers the messages for those that can pay attention. You're in a shift of consciousness now. And your body's going through a redevelopment, spiritually speaking. Where you're beginning to move differently, sit differently. And you're eventually going to begin to contemplate different things besides your news. Because that's confusing you. In the space between you and the tree, there's no news. Unless you put a TV there. You, in effect, then becomes the news. You and the tree. It's going to be understood later to be the Holy Sepulchre in consciousness. Your bones were associated with a tree. A manner. And the muscles provide the ability for movement. The tree has no muscles, but it has an interior strength. So you're developing both sides of the equation. And you're involved in it. Because you're becoming more of who you are. That's what's happening. You'll take responsibility. It's not an overlord thing. It's a humility thing. Do you even know it is? That's why we say peace to all beings. And there's a phrase that God's justice is peace. And that's true. Justice brings peace. That's his nature. That's what he does. And he knows how to do it well. Because that's his title. So peace to all beings and mercy for ones that don't know. It's been a pleasure to, put some words out with consciousness to support others going through the same thing. We are all feeling this. Me, you, all levels are feeling this. That's why you need to center and remember time is a direction. Peace to all beings and mercy that don't know. And that's why the rosary is so important. Because the mother was not Catholic, but she's given those beads for a sequential reason. And there's 5 decades in a rosary, and 5 numerically is a freedom number. So if you know what you're doing, and you're doing the rosary, and you're asking for petitions and things, in the spirit of freedom, which is your consciousness and learning, that's what really freedom really is. Your consciousness and ability to learn how you want to learn. So when you understand you're doing the 5 for that reason, you're working with divinity and freedom. There's a secret there. You've got to be intelligent enough now to comprehend this thing. The beads are numbered sequentially for a reason. Like chapters in a book in your spiritual history, literally, pretty much. You're reminding yourself of what you've forgotten. That's what's really going on with the rosary. You're asking for interventions for protection so you can learn, pretty much. That's what you're doing. When you're saying the rosary, you're asking for protection and peace and your understanding of learning as you advance. You're asking for that spiritual protection from the Holy Mother. The spirit of freedom, honesty, joy, and realization, actually. That's why peace to all beings is so important. Because you guys have to learn to control yourselves now. And feel the space around you. And remember Logos? And those Egyptian doors going into those temples were huge because they accommodate the size of the beings that went through there. They're part of your teacher and hierarchy process you're going through now. It's not a worship of them, it's a recognition of them holding abilities. And then there becomes an equality there, and you equal it. And they pass the information and share it with you, actually work through you. With willingness and understanding. Well, peace to all beings, mercy to the ones that don't know, and feel free to share this with ones that are having turmoils, especially in anxiety. Because between my words, there's an energy field there. We're helping you adjust to the inner prayers of yourself. You already know them, just let them come back. And there'll be the tears, and that's a good thing, because that washes the insides. Cleanliness now is becoming very important in the spiritual condition, and the thought processes we're going through now are learning tools. Which thoughts to avoid, which to entertain. That's why Hail Mary is so important. Just say Hail Mary as you're walking around. Just think it. And you'll find there's a consciousness in nature acknowledging you, gently though. Gently. Peace to all beings, mercy we are through.